In today's consumer alert, we want to let you guys know about a trend that we've been seeing in creditors' violations of consumer rights. Lately, it seems that a lot of creditors have been placing high volumes of calls to consumers, more than before. One of the reasons for this could be the change in the law, but regardless, it is our duty to the consumer public to let them know when we are seeing a trend of increased violations. So you might ask yourself, what qualifies as a harassment claim when it comes to creditor calls? And what makes it different from just calls that are annoying or inconvenient? Well, the most important element to a claim that a creditor has harassed a consumer through the calls that have been placed to the consumer is that the consumer has communicated with the creditor that the consumer wants the calls to stop and or cannot afford to pay the subject debt. That needs to be communicated clearly and effectively to the creditor so the creditor knows that the consumer does not want to receive those calls anymore. If after that point in time of that conversation, the creditor is placing multiple calls to you in a day, you may have a claim for harassment based on the calls that the creditor has made to you. This is especially true if the calls are made to your cell phone, which pretty much everyone nowadays only uses a cell phone, but there is a difference between home phone calls and cell phone calls. Now, there's a few creditors that we have seen that have been frequently violating the harassment provision of consumer protection laws. Offhand, those include Credit One and Discover Bank. So if you have communicated to a creditor that you do not want their calls anymore, said stop calling, or communicated that you cannot afford to pay a debt, but have continued to receive multiple calls a day after that point, you may have experienced a violation of your consumer rights. It's important to know when those violations may happen, and if you have any questions, please call us. Here at 𝗕𝗿𝗲𝗍 Law, we offer free consultations, are happy to help, and we know a lot about consumer law.